Yo, what's good everyone? Welcome back to the channel. We are just a handful of days away from the best sport in the world starting back up. Yes, everyone, I am talking about hockey, and today I'm going to be breaking down some of my favorite season-long bets for this upcoming 2022 and 2023 NHL season. Now, I got 6 different bets that I'm going to go through here today, 5 player bets and 1 team bet, and I'm going to break this down from both the sportsbook side and prize pick side of things. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with prize picks, or at least haven't signed up and plan on playing this year, I got a promo code that you should definitely take advantage of. When you're signing up, use my promo code GRIFF, GRIFF, and Prize Picks will give you all the way up to a $100 match deposit. Now, you don't have to put $100 in either. You want to put in 50, they'll match 50. You want to put in 20, they'll match 20. They'll match anything up to $100. Again, as long as you're using my promo code GRIFF, GRIFF, upon signing up. With that being said, everyone, let's dive into these 6 bets here that I like for the upcoming 2022 and 2023 NHL season. The first season-long bet that I like for this upcoming NHL season is Mark Scheifele of the Winnipeg Jets over 30.5 goals, and you can get his number at 29.5 goals out on Prize Picks. And I just don't quite understand why this is so low for Scheifele. My best guess is that this is due to him not being able to stay healthy here over the past 3 seasons. But assuming that Scheifele can play a full 82-game season this year, or close to it, I think he hits the over at 30.5 pretty easily. If we take a look back at the last 7 seasons for Scheifele, he's either cleared the over at 30.5 goals or been on pace to hit the over in all 7 seasons. Again, we are banking on him staying healthy to hit this, but it's hard to ignore his average goals per game over that 7-year period. He's also going to play with some really talented wingers all year long. Whether that be Kyle Connor or Nikolai Ehlers, his line should put up plenty of points this season. The second season-long bet that I like for this upcoming NHL season is Cole Caulfield of the Montreal Canadiens over 31.5 goals, and you can get his prop at 30.5 goals out on Prize Picks. Now, heading into his 3rd NHL season, we've seen some highs and lows for Caulfield, but most notably, he finished last season on a major high note. Let's just take a look back here at last season for Caulfield. In his first 30 NHL games playing under head coach Dom Ducharme, Caulfield had 1 goal, 8 points while averaging 14 minutes per game. But in his last 37 NHL games, once Marty St. Louis took over as the head coach for the Canadiens, Caulfield had 22 goals and 35 points while averaging 18 minutes per game. So let's just take those averages here with him playing under Marty St. Louis at an 82-game pace. Caulfield would have plotted 49 goals and 78 points. I like that 17-goal gap margin between those averages and his current projected number at 31.5 goals, so give me the over on that. The third season-long bet I like this year for the upcoming NHL season is Tage Thompson of the Buffalo Sabres over 31.5 goals, and just like Cole Caulfield, you can get his number at 30.5 out on Prize Picks. We saw Tage Thompson break out last year, but prior to that, he was not all that great statistically. I believe that is playing a major factor into his number here at 31.5 goals, and I'll take advantage of that, because Thompson was a legit good player last season, scoring 38 goals and 68 points in 78 games. He also had 253 shots on goal last year, which was the 22nd most across the NHL. He naturally loves to shoot the puck, and he's a key shooter on that Sabres power play. And being that this might be the best Sabres team we've seen in a long time, I like betting the over here at 31.5, as I honestly think this should be closer to 35.5. The fourth season-long bet I like for this upcoming NHL season is Jake Guentzel of the Pittsburgh Penguins over 35.5 goals, and that number is sitting at 36.5 goals out on Prize Picks, and for what it's worth, 37.5 goals out on DraftKings. I think Guentzel is going to legit push for 50 goals this year, playing alongside Sidney Crosby. He's now hit the 40-goal mark in 2 of his last 4 seasons, including last season where he racked up 84 points in 76 games. It was his best season in the NHL to date, and it's hard to imagine the 28-year-old All-Star slowing down this year. And had he not got hurt in 2019-2020, he likely would have hit the 40-goal mark there as well, as he was on pace for 42 goals. Plus, he's not afraid to shoot the puck either, ranking 15th overall last year in the NHL with 264 shots on goal. So give me the over here at 35.5, as I do believe he's bound to have another career year. The 5th season-long bet I like for this upcoming NHL season is Sidney Crosby of the Pittsburgh Penguins over 85.5 points, and you can get that number out on Prize Picks at 84.5 points. Every year we hear the same thing with Crosby. Oh, he's washed. He's getting too old. He's not the same Sid. Look, I'd agree with that last comment because he's not the same 22-year-old Sidney Crosby we watched over a decade ago. But this is still a guy who's averaged at least 1 point per game in every single season since he's entered the NHL. That is 17 seasons, people. And so what? We need Sid to have 4 more points than a point per game pace this year? Yeah, I'm cool with that. He's coming fresh off a season where he had 84 points in 69 games, which would have put him on pace for 100 points in an 82-game season. So, like Mark Scheifele that I talked about earlier, I think this number is being based on Sid's health, and assuming that he can play a full 82-game season, or close to it, I think he hits the over here pretty easily. And then the final season-long bet that I like for this upcoming NHL season is a team bet. I like the Chicago Blackhawks under a team total of 66.5 points. And I was a bit surprised to see the number this high, to be honest. And yes, I understand this is a low number, all things considered. But this Chicago team finished with 68 points last year, and they certainly didn't get any better this offseason. I think we'll see Chicago at the bottom of the standings all year long, and could very well finish as the worst team in the NHL. Plus, I truly believe we're going to see Patrick Kane get traded during the season, as I believe most people do, which would sink the ship even faster. Alright everyone, that is going to wrap up this video here for today. As always, thank y'all for taking the time out of your day to watch the content here on this channel. If you could like this video and subscribe to the channel, I would greatly appreciate that. I got a lot of hockey content coming your way this year. We're just a handful of days away from opening night puck drop. I'm going to be covering NHL DFS and NHL betting all year long, so stay tuned for that. But in the meantime here, folks, let's have ourselves a great day. I'm out of here.